This one's from Brian in Fort Worth. Now that they've announced the dates for the Christmas parties, will this change the crowd calendars? We are planning to be in the Magic Kingdom on November 28th, 29th, 30th, or 26th, 28th, and 30th, and that is the same day as the parties. Hey Brian, thanks for the question. Good question. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties, they really don't have a lot of effect on the overall crowd levels. That's what Dad's crowd calendars track, is the overall crowds at Walt Disney World. And again, these are the same parties that go on year after year. The dates or the days of the week are pretty much the same. We kind of know the pattern, so we figured that in before we put out the crowd calendars. One thing I don't do is I don't make out my crowd calendars and then change them 2 weeks before because something happened. That's just not the way I work. I put out my crowd calendars. I figure what I think the crowds will be, like I just did in here this month, April. We just put out the 2018 crowd calendars. They're out. Now, if I made a mistake, years past, I've forgotten to figure in Easter, the date of Easter, and a couple of times I make small little mistakes. But if I make a mistake, I'll correct it. But changing the crowd calendars because free dining happened, I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago. If free dining is announced, will that change the crowd calendars? No, it doesn't change the crowd calendars because we know free dining is going to happen. We know discounts are going to happen. We know the parties are going to happen. So we figure that into the crowd calendars when we figure them in. I will say that when it comes to crowds and the parties, on the party dates, that's a great day to go to the Magic Kingdom because typically the crowds are smaller on party dates because people know that the Magic Kingdom is going to close at 7 and they're not going to get to see the evening activities. So people tend to avoid the Magic Kingdom on party dates. So typically some of the lowest crowds of the year in the Magic Kingdom are on party dates because people just don't go on party dates. So it's a good day to go to the Magic Kingdom, typically. All right, the bottom line is the crowd calendars won't change. We already know what's going to happen.